All right, so my name's Don Just. I'm with my wife, Virginia Just.
Hello.
Well, I've been listening to so many podcasts lately, recently that it's always been something I've been interested in doing, but just some of the random ones I've been listening to, and the fact that some of them seem to have a decent amount of people that listen, it seems like a fun idea. It seems like something that I always wanted to do, kind of like next level blogs or audio blogs, some kind of a podcast, audio blog, something. So yeah.
Aside from
Uh,
you joking about how you think we have interesting conversations.
Yeah, I kind of made the point that I think to some extent a lot of people are just interested in hearing anybody else's point of view than their own. And so I guess this will be a test of that. So I guess just for the first one, it'll be hopefully a very short one just to, kind of announce that this is something that we're going to hopefully start doing. But one thing I found amusing today was, Virginia works at a hotel. She's a chambermaid, and she works at Knott's Berry Farm.
A room attendant, thank you.
Okay, sorry. Room attendant. Let's not forget.
That's politically correct, even though I don't care about that.
You're a room bitch.
No.
Um, and you think about parks like that, amusement parks and everything, and honestly, my old assumption is anytime you see somebody walking around dressed as something, Snoopy maybe, in this case, yes, but any of them. I don't know. You always think it'll be a joke, and it'll be some hideously disgusting man underneath. Well, what I wouldn't expect is some bitchy 17-year-old hot skank, which is apparently what they use a lot at your place.
Yeah, it's they always have them changing in the locker room where I am, where I have all my stuff, because they have the character go out into the the hotel during breakfast and whatnot, so the kids can see him. But yeah, I mean, I'm always really nice to everybody, and for the most part, everybody's pretty nice. But they, when the girl was in there to change all her stuff and everything, put her costume on and get changed, she's always just sitting in there. And there was one day, a couple days ago, and she's sitting in there bitching about, oh God, why do I come to work? Blah 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 blah. And the funny thing was, I kind of snickered and laughed, and she just sitting there, just like just no personality, just no nothing. So it's kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, just that mindset kind of ruined those big costume characters for me. I mean, not that I really cared that much about them, but the point being is that when you think about, oh look, there's Mickey Mouse or Snoopy or whatever the hell it ends up being. The point being is that you're like, oh, you just picture this, really nice, I don't know, just a really nice person in there, just someone who generally likes kids or whatnot. I mean, who's to say she doesn't? But the point being is that she's just like, aside from, just what I saw, I was just so aggravated. I was like, you're making like all these kids really, really, really happy, and just.
Oh no! I think it's funny.
I don't understand why. Why would you do that? I understand you probably want a summer job. You're just doing whatever, blah blah blah, because it is July and they probably do need extra people in the costumes. But come on, you gotta have some kind of personality. I mean, I know you don't talk. I know you, but I don't know. It just bugged me. I was just like, wow, that's stupid. I don't like you.
I just think it's funny because my original, like when I worked at Bugaboo Creek Steakhouse that closed down. R.I.P. Bugaboo, and Bugabooies, as they called us, not really. There was a guy that worked the fry system, and he was a really nice dude, but he was a heavy-set, bald, cross-eyed dude who had, like, 5 teeth.
Beautiful.
And he was a cool dude, so I used to talk to him every now and again. And he told me that his job before that was he used to be the mouse at Chuck E. Cheese. And that's just hysterical to me. The idea of just like seeing him taking off his little hat, and it's just like this man that makes Dahmer look pretty. And it's just like, that's my association. So now my new association is this like big ass Snoopy costume with this dumb twat in the inside, like texting like as like kids are like hugging around and like having all these pictures, and she's not even paying attention. Like that's my new association with that now. Like that'll be the thing I think of next time I see them, not just my my Chuck E. Cheese freakish looking friend.
Well, fortunately, her arms actually go through the arms, so she can't just sit in there and text. But, but yeah, no, I understand. I mean, just, I don't know, it just made me mad. I was just like, you know what, you don't even deserve this job. I bet you there's some nice old lady who might want a job that could do this, and she'd be so happy doing it because she loves the kids, because, you know, her kids might be all grown up, and they like the interaction. So it's just, I don't know.
Like it could save future cat ladies a job like this. But
Yeah,
we're giving it to little
they're always
stupid
very nice people.
teenage dumb bitches that I don't know, whatever. It's an amusing I don't know, it's just not what I would have expected, I guess. But so yes, I mean you got that. And oh man, it's amusing.
But yeah, just for me, another day going to the hotel.
But yeah, so it's interesting because I'm a server and she's a chamber bitch or whatever the politically correct term. I'm not going anywhere. Or under, whatever. But, so I mean, we deal with the best and the brightest, I think. We see the best and the worst in people, and it's hysterical and upsetting and depressing. And I mean, you do meet some of these, like, you know, whatever. She's 17 or 18 or whatever, you know, she could still make something of herself, or she could be less of a bitch when she gets older and the looks start to fade and she realizes she needs a personality.
Yeah,
to have anybody around her.
That particular one that I ran into that day was not very nice. So, yeah, she needs to grow something, or she's doomed.
So, an interesting conversation that I've actually, I haven't put into a blog yet, but I always thought would be good, is, alright, no, I'm not saying that I don't fall into this, because I'm a shallow human being as well. I would, you know, I'd want to, you know, if I'm thinking about women I'm going to do, it's not, you know,
doing nothing.
It's not incredibly smart, unattractive, whatever. You know what I mean? It's always like, you know, the hot chicks. But personal value, like when you think about like just the value of a human being, it's amazing to me to think how many people there are out there that have so much more value, that is so much like crazy skin deep, like way below the surface. So it's interesting to me, like you know, for example, like when I'm watching like a documentary on the '60s the other day, and you got Janis Joplin, who like was not, you know, the hottest chick in the world. She wasn't ugly, but you know, you see somebody like that's that intense, you know, or like you know, or you listen to what the hell was her name? Friggin', was it Susan Boyle, the old chick that had like a voice like an angel?
Oh yeah, was that a few years ago where she ended up going to one of those shows, and she was like 70, but she could sing like crazy. Yeah, that was awesome.
So not only that, but then you think about the fact that, you know, you're screwing these hot chicks, you know, when they're so young that they have even less value when you kind of think about it, because they are so young and they don't have nearly as much wisdom or knowledge or whatever. So it's interesting to think that like an older, like in shape person, like woman that's not the greatest looking in the world or whatever, but has more, like why wouldn't sleeping with that be much? It's just interesting how, you know, and
you wanna know why?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm part of it too. I mean, I understand it's a looks thing. It's just, you know, it's the physical thing that gets you off before anything else, before you even get to know somebody.
Because then you can 2 days down the road go up to, you know, one of your friends and be like, hey, check that. Yeah, I hit that the other night. You know what I mean? That's all that matters.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, yeah, but it's just like, oh, I hit that. It's like, who? That old ugly bitch? It's just like, or I'd be like, oh, I hit that really hot, you know, 17-year-old girl. Well, hopefully you're of age. You know,
we'll say
it's like nobody goes, oh, dude, I slept with that chick the other night, man. She won the Nobel Prize. You know, it's just like...
Nobody says that.
Exactly, and it's interesting because you kind of should. I don't know, in a weird way, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to down anybody. I'm not even saying that I think I'm the greatest looking person in the world. But it's just interesting how much value... Thank you. It's just interesting to me how much value we put on looks when it really... Like, at the end of the day, if what you look like really doesn't mean anything to how good or bad of a person you are.
No, it's true. It's just the problem is that the better looking you are, the more chances you're going to get to prove that. That is the unfortunate truth of the world. And people joke about all kinds of stuff and, like, you know, getting into just a topic that's upsetting. You know, when you come down to, like, people that are a little larger and overweight, and they're just like, oh, I'm great, you know, I'm happy the way I am, blah, blah, blah. It's like nobody ever knows if those people are nice or if they are or not, because nobody gives them a chance. But at the same time, you should take care of yourself. So I don't...
Well, it's weird.
I
It's
can't
like
argue
it's
that.
like that movie. I guess the best reference that I, for some reason, didn't think of originally when starting to talk was, Shallow Hal. Where he sees the inner beauty. So I mean,
Yeah.
he's on the dance floor, like dancing with these like three fat chicks, and he thinks they're all gorgeous because they are beautiful,
Inside.
intelligent people
Yeah.
inside. Yeah, and it's weird. Like I'm wondering what the, I mean, like vanity is considered a bad thing. Like that's a deadly sin. So I mean the lesson. I don't know. The life lessons and stuff, situations like that are just interesting for me because you think about it and you're just like, and I mean, like I said, I fall into it too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I always went after the big chicks that seemed like they had some value. It's like, of course not. You know what I mean? Like the first thing you do is you look a chick or a dude if you're a woman or lesbo, whatever.
Whatever you care to be into.
Whatever your preferences.
Whatever you like.
Physical, is the first thing that you go off of. So that is just the way that
Which draws you in to initially,
Yeah, and it's
kind of hard
just
to.
an assumption. I mean, it's like assumed, like it's not even. It's like a reflex.
It really is.
And I mean, I understand. And I mean, the only reason that I pride myself on anything at all is the fact that I am somebody, like, I know women that, like, others don't find that attractive, and I usually find something in somebody to find attractive for the most part.
Yeah, you really
So,
do.
I don't know. So, I mean, that's, like, the only thing that makes me feel a little bit better about it, but, I mean, I'm still no better than anybody else when it comes to that, so, I don't know. So, I mean, that's just one of those other topics that popped into my head that I thought about maybe mentioning or bringing up. But anyway, I mean, this is just our little first podcast. It's just our audio cast, podcast type thing.
It's the same thing, I'm sure. I don't even know. Does it really matter? No.
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully we didn't, bore you people to death or anything like that. If anybody listens to it, or hopefully it kept you interested enough to keep listening, because I'd like to do longer ones in the future. But, just really quick, basic, that's all. Just, just getting a feel for it as well. Who knows, we may never post this one. We might be like, oh, we do this down the road a couple of times and be like, oh my god, we were so terrible at first.
Gotta start somewhere.
But, yeah, anything else on your mind you want to bring up real quick before we, keep going? I mean, tap out.
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah? Alright, well, Don Gin Podcast, not necessarily just gonna call it that 100%, because, hoping we can eventually get to the point where we can have some guests or audio callers type thing. Anyway, we will talk to you again soon. Hope you keep listening. Bye-bye.